Happy Monday, everybody, and appreciate all of you who have subscribed to the channel in the last week. We had a busy draft coverage here on Chicago Bears Now, and now take the next step. Join the Noti Gang, which means turn on your notifications and never miss out on a video. Almost 1,000 new subs, thanks to all of you in the last week. And what you need to do is, after you subscribe, first of all, if you haven't already, do subscribe. Then click the notification bell, which will be right there, and then you see on that little white image that the default is personalized. Once you go up a notch and select all, that means every single time we publish a video on your mobile device, you will get a notification from us when that is published or when we will go live, because you don't want to miss out on any free Bears content, do you? Subscribe, join the Noti Gang, and on today's show, we got some UDFA grades. Let's get into it. I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I appreciate everybody for clicking on this video. Like I said, we're going to get into some UDFA grades, grade each pickup, plus a couple new additions to the mix since I filmed the UDFA tracker yesterday, so keep that in mind as well. Let's start with Austin Reed, the quarterback out of Western Kentucky. I'm going to give this an A, and I think really for a simple reason. As you look at Reed's player profile, had a top 300 grade from us here in our draft rankings. Thought he could go in the 7th round. Ultimately went undrafted. But to me, this is simple. One, you brought in Tyson Bagent last year as your UDFA. He started as a QB4, and he made the team as your backup. And two, I think you should always be bringing in quarterbacks, and this guy has a lot of experience and has played pretty darn well. Now, his numbers ticked down a little bit this past year for whatever reason, but you're still talking about 8,000 yards over the past 2 seasons, a lot of snaps under his belt. I think a lesson to learn from bringing in Bagent last year is you should bring in at least one QB every year, even if it is just an undrafted free agent, because you just never know. You never know when you might hit on one. Obviously, Caleb Williams is this team's quarterback. Bagent's the QB2. It would be a lot to unseat him if you're Austin Reed, but Brett Rippon is the QB3. Maybe you compete with him and beat him out and are the true practice squad QB, or even make the 53. Always bring guys in, see what they got, and you might be surprised, just like this team was with Bagent last year. Ian Wheeler, the running back out of Howard, I'm going to give this one a B+, and not really because of anything he does as a running back. Limited touches in that aspect, although he catches the ball pretty well, so I like that aspect to his game. But because he's an excellent kick returner, and I think you're going to see teams bring in guys like this as undrafted players or late-round picks to see if they can be a special return man for you, because he does have 3 career kickoff return touchdowns in college, and with the kickoff coming back, basically, with these new XFL-style rules, you're going to see a lot more returns. So maybe this guy shows out in the preseason, pushes for a roster spot. I'd be surprised, but a guy like this could be on your practice squad, and then if your starting kick returner gets hurt, you could elevate him for game day. So like bringing in a guy like this with return experience. Odieu, Hiliare, the wide receiver out of Bowling Green, I give this one a B. You're not going to see a lot of low grades here because, look, they're undrafted free agents. It's kind of hard to give a low grade in general, but decent production for this guy. 5'11", just over 180 pounds, so a little undersized, but he did some good things. He's got 10 touchdowns over the past 2 years at Bowling Green, so that's pretty solid production. He also has a little bit of kickoff return experience as well. So again, I do like, if you're going to bring in skill guys, do they have special teams experience? And both of these 2 players, Wheeler and Hiliare, do. What is your favorite UDFA signing for the Bears this year? Who is it? Drop a name in the comments. I'm going to get to my favorite one pretty soon, but I want to know who it is from you guys. Maybe it's Brendan Bates, the tight end out of Kentucky. I'm going to go A- here. A couple reasons. One, 5-year player, got to play a lot of football. And 2, the Bears tight end 3 is very much up for grabs right now. You've got your big 2, Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett, but Steven Carlson is your 3rd tight end. I don't think he's worthy of being a 53-man roster guy, in my opinion. I'm not saying Bates is, but who knows? Maybe he shows us something in training camp or in the preseason. Older player, like I said, 5-year college guy, but 6'4.5", 246, pretty decent size there as well. I think he probably looked at this team and was like, well, there's opportunity there. They don't have a clear-cut third guy, and they don't have a fourth guy. I still think the Bears could add a tight end in free agency. They could bring back Mercedes Lewis or someone else, but Bates should look at this as a pretty good opportunity. Theo, Benedet, I'm going to go A here for the offensive tackle out of British Columbia, and the reason is this guy played Canadian college football, which is obviously a lower product, but he absolutely dominated. Good frame there, 6'7", 295. Obviously needs to add some weight, but should be some room to do so. I would put this guy as a practice squad candidate, try to get him in the strength and conditioning program and really add some of that weight. Who knows? Maybe you got a swing tackle in the future. You never know. So his film's pretty interesting, and let's see how he can hold up against NFL competition in the offseason. Pick yourselves up a Caleb Williams jersey right now at chatsports.com/Caleb. They are available for you guys. Got the navy and whites. The orange are off the pre-order stock right now, so if you're holding out hope for that, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But navy and white, you can pre-order chatsports.com/Caleb. Go ahead and get your number 18 Caleb Williams jerseys. Links are in the comments and description, chatsports.com/Caleb. All right, my favorite UDFA signing up to this point, Keith Randolph Jr., A+ grade for me. I thought he should have been drafted. I thought maybe even in the 6th round, for sure in the 7th, especially in a draft that wasn't that deep, but 6'3.5", just under 300 pounds. 5-year player, 3-year starter for Illinois, who's had some good defenses in recent years, and he's had some production in those. 10 sacks over the last 3 years as an interior guy, and by the way, his college headshot, just an all-timer. He should push for a roster spot for that alone. And speaking of that, I'll go early prediction here. I think Keith Randolph makes this team. Now, that prediction could change if they go sign a veteran defensive tackle, but there's a very real opportunity or kind of outlook right now that he's your 4th best defensive tackle behind Javon Dexter, Andrew Billings, and Zach Pickens. You don't really have a clear-cut 4th guy, especially at that 3 tech, which is where I think Randolph projects in the NFL. So I would not be shocked if he made this team out of training camp. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably watch Illinois football quite a bit. Do you guys remember watching Keith Randolph Jr. at Illinois? Type Y for yes, type in for no. And if you have any thoughts on him, drop them down in the comments. I think he's a pretty solid player. I think he can be a rotation guy in the NFL, which is why I was surprised he went undrafted. Jamree Kromah, the edge out of James Madison, B+. I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about the guy, but you're bringing in defensive linemen. I'm not going to give it a bad grade. You need more pass rush help. He's got an interesting body type, 6'3.5", 274. Like, I wonder if he could give you some interior help as well. Throw him out there, see how he holds up against in a big step up in competition, and see how it goes. Carl Jones Jr., the linebacker out of UCLA, B-. Like that he played Power 5 college football, but he's undersized, and you just don't really need that much at linebacker, so I'm not really holding out much thought or, belief that he's going to be a player that could push for a roster spot, especially considering he is pretty significantly undersized for a linebacker, under 6 foot and under 220 pounds. Now, subscribe and join us. We're back live on the channel today, just like we are every Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 Central Time, so hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. We will have you guys covered here on Chicago Bears Now. Greatly appreciate everybody who joined us on the channel. And don't forget to join the Noti gang. Reddy Steward, the cornerback out of Troy. B- here as well, kind of for the same reasons. Positional purposes, don't really need much at corner. He's also undersized and not the best athlete. So, I don't really know where he fits in. I mean, he's probably, CB7, CB8 on this team right now, so not much thought there. Same with Leon Jones, who was a new addition to this list this morning. Corner out of Arkansas State. 6 foot typo there, 195 for Leon Jones. 6'10", that would be something. Corners, you can't ever have enough of them, but you already have 6 of them that can play at a decent level, so I'm not really going to spend that much energy on evaluating whether or not they could make this team. And then you look at the tryout list real quick, and these grades are mostly just based on positional. Marcus Rogers, Troy wide receiver, B-. Hayden Gillum, center out of K-State, I'll give it an A. You still don't have a clear-cut long-term answer at center. He was a 6-year college player, why not? Bring him in here, see what he can do. Noah Atabi, David Sikowski, a couple linemen, I'll give them Bs. John McCartan, another edge rusher, B+. Travion Blaylock, he played Power 5 defensive back for Wisconsin. I like that, A-. Paul Mola, linebacker out of Georgia Tech, B. And then Brian Abraham, linebacker out of Albany, give that one a B-. All right, there you have it, our Bears UDFA grades. We'll see how they hold up at rookie minicamp. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at HGramNFL and join our live show here in a few hours.